Here's myself and John, and we started going out together and enjoyed going dancing and having fun and parties and jokes and sing songs and whatever. We had a great life in that fashion. I like this photograph because it was a holiday in our early days. It was in Wales, and we used to go out in the garden for breakfast. We were very much in love at the time. He was diagnosed as a diabetic about 6 months after we were married. He actually worked for 50 years of his life, diabetes and all. He was a great man to get up and go to work. He worked in lots of stores. They were very happy times, really, because I was always there when the children came in, if they fell or if they came in crying or if they had a row or whatever happened outside. It was always very important to me that I looked after him very well, because if you didn't have the diabetes cared for, he'd be in trouble. I had to come in 5 times a day to get tests done and record them. 3 years after John retired, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's. As time went on, things got worse, I suppose you could say. The Parkinson's took over. He suffered a bit of, I suppose you'd call it dementia. So that kind of got worse as he went on. So you were doing everything for him then at that stage. You were cooking and cleaning and washing and watching all his tablets. At one point, John was admitted to a hospital to have his injection changed from 2 injections to 4 per day. They didn't keep him inside long enough to regulate it, but left him home, and 2 days later he collapsed at home and injured his ribs and feet quite badly and had to be readmitted to hospital again. After that he developed ulcers, an ulcer in his foot, which was being dressed by podiatry every week, and after that it developed the MRSA bug, hospital bug, which was very serious and couldn't be healed. So 2 years later they were going to do an amputation, and I was called to be told about this, and I asked how were they going to heal the wound after the amputation, and they just shrugged their shoulders and told me that that was the chance they had to take, which I didn't like, and I felt it was too big a chance. So I asked could I use homeopathy first, alternative medicine, and they knew nothing about that. They said that I could try it by all means if I wanted to. So I did, and I asked for podiatry to continue the dressings and record any progress, and they did, thankfully. So within 3 weeks they liked what they saw, and within 9 months was healed. And all of this could have been saved for John, that suffering, if they kept him in hospital long enough on the first instance. I continued to care for John for the next few years until the last 3 months of his life he was admitted to hospital. He was put on antidepressants while he was in there, and they led to his kidneys stopping. I knew he didn't need antidepressants, but the doctors would not listen to me. They continued to keep him on them, even though I several times took him off them, and he would improve every time I took him off them, but they would insist on putting him back on them again, and they kept doing that until the end. I saw the doctor on Tuesday, and by Thursday John was gone very weak and bed, and his feet couldn't walk. Couldn't believe how bad he had got. They kept telling me that it would take 4 to 6 weeks for him to adjust, and I told them that the rate he had lost weight while he was on them, that he would be dead in that much time, and he was. And the Carers Association here then, they were terribly important when my husband died. I got a letter from the carers and it stated how that there was a one-to-one computer course going on in here, and if I wanted to come in and join it, and I did. And it was the best thing I ever did. It was some place to go, and it was just, you were there amongst other people who are all in the same boat as yourself or similar. So you can talk clearly with those, and they understand and you understand them, which made a huge difference. But only for them I would really have been on the floor. You know, it is an awful void in your life when your partner is gone. You're nobody's special person anymore. Where the hospital is concerned and the doctors, they don't listen to the person who knows most about the patient. They don't give enough of heed to what they say. And they ask all the 10,000 questions, all right, and they write down everything, but they never read them over again. They seem to get lost. Every time that you're admitted to the hospital, you have the same questions over and over and over again. Surely they could read them and make some sense out of them. But they don't. And, the length of time they keep you there in the hospital admitting a person is ridiculous with all these questions. The other thing is that they don't heed what's important for the patient. Then, when you're looking for information, you go here for one thing and you go somewhere else for another question, and it would be great if you could get just one stop shop that you could pick up all your information and your forms or anything you have to fill out or whatever. And the lack of communication then is something wicked altogether, and it's a time wasting. They need to listen to the person that's caring for them, because they decided that John, because he had Parkinson's, he had to have depression, and he was anything but a depressed person.